Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this month's Single Barrel Tasting. We've got some special guests tonight. We've got Joe, we've got Lee, and we've got someone from the inside today, Miss Christy Duve. Welcome in, everyone. Christy, why don't you kick us off and let us know a little bit about you?
Yeah, hi everybody. It's great to see you. Great to be here. My name is Christy. I'm calling in from Louisville, Kentucky. I've lived here for the past 9 years. You can follow me on Instagram at Whiskey with Christy. And I am a bourbon ambassador. So I get to travel around and do a lot of events and education. And I work for Pernod Ricard, which means I have a couple different brands. Specifically, today we're so excited to talk about Jefferson's. So really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I am too. This is probably, I know this is going to sound crazy because I say this a lot, or at least I've said it a lot, but definitely the best of the year so far. I can at least say that. We're in 2026
We would hope
now.
so. We would hope so.
This is one of my favorites that we've done in the entire program, though. I gotta say, this thing is special, and I can't wait to hear a lot more about it from Lee. This is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a standout pick, especially at the proof point that it is. Like this slams some of those higher proof whiskeys out so quickly. And so for me, it's always a no-brainer for this program because it's just comes with such a great proof, such a great kind of new storied brand with a lot of tales to tell and some really fun tasting notes that we'll jump into. So, let's go right into that. What are y'all getting?
Yeah. This is marshmallow s'mores bomb immediately.
Yes. The marshmallow, and I get a little bit of cherry, like a cherry cordial, like milk chocolate marshmallow. It's s'mores like in a glass. It's so good.
I get a lot of those like classic vanilla flavors, but it's on a deeper level. It's like that vanilla extract. So definitely a little more intense.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, Lee. If you were to give me this in a blind and I didn't know what this was, what brand made it, had it, whatever, on the smell, it smells like a 12 to 15-year-old whiskey. Like it smells really old.
Yeah.
I don't know the age, but it does smell old.
And nobody does, which is the best part. And I think that's like some of the trade secret behind Jefferson's and why I love Jefferson's is like, hey, don't get lost in the nuance. Like, don't get lost in these details. Enjoy the whiskey. And I think especially in the 12-year-old, or excuse me, in this Twin Oak. And Christy, maybe you can let us in if this is a trade secret or not. But like, I feel like Jefferson's tries a little bit harder to just keep us unaware of the details. Like I think of all the brands that we've worked with, Jefferson's was like, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the whiskey. Right. And everybody else maybe gives us a little bit more, but I think that's a really fun approach with Twin Oak specifically.
Yeah, definitely. And it kind of goes back to the beginning on the foundation of how Jefferson's even started, which was, almost 30 years ago. And this was at a time when there was like a handful of distilleries. Trey Zoller and his father, Chet, like saw an opportunity to source and blend. And you guys know at this time, like no one was talking about blending, very taboo. And so it was almost like I'm going to be innovative and blend for flavor, blend for taste, blend for something different, take something that is really good on its own, put it together to make it great. That was the philosophy. So I think that almost 30 years later, the whole purpose is like, that's the energy and ethos behind Jefferson's.
Yeah. And I'm going to put you guys all together, those tasting notes. Like I just came from some campfires this past weekend and I get that s'mores, man. Like that little bit of oak, like nuance, like the smoky, like s'mores, but like I do get that really great marshmallow, that chocolate, a little bit of I don't know if it's not quite graham cracker, but just a little something there. And
I think it is graham cracker. I pick up actually.
Yeah. That might be the note. Yeah, graham
I do.
cracker, honey grams. Yeah.
On the taste, I did taste it, to be fair.
Oh, you did,
On the
okay.
taste, I get that graham. As you said it, I was like, I actually do get it, Lee. You're there. You're right there.
And my thing with this one too is like Kanan hyped me up. He was like, when it came in, Lee, I faithfully try to wait until we do these before I open it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kanan's like, no, you got to open this now. He's like, blow me up in text. And that's when we did that video. And the nose, I can't recall the last time I had a whiskey in that 90 proof range that had a nose and flavor of this caliber. It is just a monster of a pour. I love it. It's incredible.
I think that's the beauty of what that Twin Oak, or at least that second barrel with those extra grooves does. Like that's just showing like the proof is in the pudding, like that little extra. And I will say we can reveal it's about 4 or 5 months in that second barrel with those grooves, our proprietary barrel. It just imparts some amazing flavor. So I'm so glad you guys picked up on them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, this just. Oh, go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I just think that's so well done, right?
Yes.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I've had a lot of like double oaked whiskey where, man, that second barrel maybe detracts from that whiskey or just kind of, I don't know what they were doing, right? And it's really fun when you find one that you really feel like there was an understanding of what the whiskey was and what we are doing with it in that second barrel.
Right.
And I think that's why we lend like such a big applause to our master blender, Ali Ochoa, and really just everyone on our team, because that is the beauty of the blend and the art and science of blend is like we can control for flavor. So it's just the perfect amount of secondary barrel, not overpowering. So, it's just something that we really pride ourselves in for sure.
Yeah, I got someone right here in the comments too that said double oaks are becoming his favorites right now. So anything pretty much that's double oak, twin oak, twice barreled, all kind of the same concept, if you will, just different names. He's starting to like them a lot. I can agree. I mean, double oak stuff is right up my alley. And for me, I've noticed if you're going like ultra aged or like you're getting 15 plus years old, I've found some that I absolutely love, but I've found some that just I can't drink them. It's too oak tannic. Double oaking, I think, offers you that same sort of experience in mouthfeel, something close to it, without giving that over oak profile. It's going to give you that more younger mouthfeel or softer mouthfeel, I should say, but still giving it like a age to the quality. It's delicious. I love double oak products as well. That's why I do think that the base of this is either old, like older than they tell us because they didn't tell us, or they're just crushing it and giving me exactly what I want.
And I love when it sits there, right? Like it allows you to just kind of sit with the whiskey and guess. And because it's that hard of a guess, they're clearly doing something right. Right. Like it's I don't know. It might just be a really old whiskey that gets amped up with, a few months in that second barrel, or maybe it's just a really quality early pour that gets those few extra months that really rounds it out in a perfect way. I mean, I love the not knowing in this one because that's something that you could like sit with your friends with and just be like, what do you guys think?
Yeah. And dude, you're actually so right, Lee. I love that idea because it's not a how much did you pay or how old is it? Because, it tastes younger. It tastes too old. You don't have any of those conversations going on right now. Anyone that has this bottle, they're just saying if it's good or if it's not.
Yeah.
And I like that. And it's delicious, by the way. It's fantastic.
It's nuts. Yeah. This is going to be my my fun whiskey that I use this year to throw people off in blinds. Love doing blinds with people here.
Yeah.
I am going to blow people's mind with this bottle and I cannot wait.
That's awesome to hear. But yeah, like just to piggyback on what you said, it's all about simplifying everything. I think like still making some awesome stuff, unique flavors, surprising flavors. But when it comes down to it, like bourbon is meant to bring people together, create these discussions, see what you find. And like, I think that there is a little bit of, what is it? Innocence is bliss kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. While I have you here too, real quick, I want to bring up something. I know we're talking about the pick, but I also, Jefferson's Cask Strength this year was one of the best releases of the year for me. And what's crazy is like this being one of the top releases of the year for me, and then this being one of the best pours I can remember having all year. I did say that, and in Joe's text, I remember texting him. I said, "Dude, it's one of my favorite pours I've had this year because it wowed me. It's something that is like, how can something this low proof impress me this much? Like, how is it this good? This is a special one." But I want to say, congrats on Jefferson's Cash because that one also was delicious this year. Did y'all get to try that one?
That one, oh yeah, that
I did
one's
not.
been. Oh, we're gonna have to change that tomorrow.
yeah.
Lee, I'll see you
Perfect.
tomorrow.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Lee is coming to Kentucky, and that's where, we've got the best, an endless supply, you could say. But yeah, thanks for bringing up the cask strength because I think that there are a lot of high proof lovers in this group, and it's something that was our first time coming out with something at that proof point and really surprised people with the flavors and just really solid. So it's cool that you get to try and experience both. And that's just the fun in Jefferson's. I mean, we could go on and on about Ocean. I have an Ocean Voyage 9 behind me, actually. All the different stuff we do. It's just all about essentially maturation and blending. So that's really our two pillars that we stand on is how can we blend and make something that's greater than the sum of its parts. And then how can we also mess with maturation. So blending and maturation really are like the two takeaways for Jefferson's.
Yeah. It's awesome.
So Lee, I got to know, going through, I can't imagine the pick process was easy. There's no way. Like what was that experience like? Was it hard? Was it tough? Were you like, no, this is a clear winner? Well, what did that look like?
Well, I would say that Jefferson's gives you the most comfortable, like relaxed whiskey selection process you could possibly have. So, I mean, Christy, I don't recall what it's actually called. I call it the clubhouse, but I mean, it is just this, like you're walking into a cabin that has these leather couches that you can literally like sink
it's
into.
The couch.
Yeah.
It's
and just disappear into. Honestly, like give me a blanket. It's great. With some snacks and there's no rush and you just kind of walk through whiskey. Now, what was interesting about this pick is it was a side-by-side pick also with a Pritchard Hill release. And so this was a lot of like palate reset as quickly as possible and get into Pritchard Hill. Now we, unfortunately, it was really hard to enjoy this one because we went straight into Pritchard Hill. But we got for this 4 samples of Twin Oak, and then we walked into 3 samples of Pritchard Hill. And again, I think what was really fun about that selection process is seeing just the depth of understanding that whiskey where both were such great profiles for such different reasons that each one just stood out immediately. I will say this Twin Oak release actually was a no-brainer. So like we went through the 4 samples and it was like instantly we all agreed this is where it's at. Yeah. The Pritchard Hill one was actually the harder one where we're like, oh God, and this was a little bit earlier on with like, wine finishes, like, what are we going to do? Where do we want to go? So this Twin Oak just instant standout, really bold from the beginning and just a lot of fun. And we just knew like, yeah, this is going to be a great pour. Anybody who gets this in their hands is going to enjoy it. I know we always talk about it too. I always put my whiskey on a rock to see how it stands up. I know when we did the Dickel pick a few times ago, I was like, don't put that on a rock. It's not going to hit. Like it can't stand up. It's not going to do it. Mm-hmm. Dude, this thing 100% stands up even on a rock at 90 proof, which I think a lot of people who like that higher proof stuff are like, nope, it's going to disappear.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, dude. Finally, something low proof stood up in the rock. That's pretty impressive. Very impressive, actually, I think. And okay, so by the way you're describing that story to me, you're saying I might be a little confused. Pritchard Hill, remind me, what is that?
Cabernet cask finish. So
wow, okay, totally
that wine
different.
cask finish. Yeah, it's definitely. You're so right, Lee. How that barrel is really going to differ more than, something else just because of that wine. I think you can definitely find more nuances, more variety, which can be super fun and even make the single barrel process even that more special. But I think it's funny to hear that the Twin Oak was a no-brainer. I think sometimes it's like so wonderful that it's instant, it clicks, everyone agrees, and then also there's the fun in battling it out, right?
Totally.
When you have a lot of good picks. So it's cool to see you experience both.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great when you get like that range of conversation, and it's always great when everybody just kind of sits back and they're like, "Yeah, it's this one," and you're, "Oh, great, all right, let's go."
It sounds like a really nice time, actually.
Yeah,
This little-
let me just sit back in this leather couch and
Oh.
maybe fall asleep and enjoy my whiskey. It's gonna be great.
Sounds like a really nice time, actually. And y'all's or the pick program and everything is done in Louisville, right?
Yeah, so it's basically the clubhouse right down the road from Kentucky Artisan Distillery. And then we also, depending on our partners that are picking the barrel, we send out kits, which is familiar, but we love to bring people to Kentucky. It's Crestwood, Kentucky, so about 20 minutes outside of Louisville. But, you pull into a gravel lot, like Lee said, it's like super relaxing. There's chairs out on the porch. You could stay and have like a drink and watch the sunset. So super cool, super laid back, and just kind of, again, the way that Jefferson's was meant to be enjoyed. And it's just, come one, come all.
I love it.
Christy, if you don't mind me asking, and if you don't know this answer, totally fine. For the Twin Oak and with just the selection here, is there a certain area in the rick house you guys are looking for? Or is that part of the process, or is it kind of like, hey, let's just find the best that we have available? Or is there a sweet spot that you guys have where you're like, these are where the Twin Oak need to come from, and we're going to put these ones in the second barrel? Anything like that?
Right now, I don't know the answer to that. Okay. I think it'd be a great question for our master blender, Allie, who's really, cherry picking, hand picking these barrels. And I think, again, it's one of those things where we always say, if you're having the mash bill conversation about Jefferson's, it's not the right conversation.
Right.
I'm sure we would love to share more about our aging strategy, but it's also just one of those things that we kind of say, is it the blender's secret? Is it meant to be just something that we hold close to our chest? So that's my long way of answering. Not so sure about Twin Oak.
I'm going to send Lee on a detective mission tomorrow then. Lee, I'm going to be texting him, hey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're heading out there tomorrow?
Yeah, I leave tomorrow. So
tomorrow, okay.
Yeah. We'll
How many places are you hitting?
Oh gosh. I'm doing 2 barrel picks.
Okay.
And I have 2 interviews. And a few meetings and happy hours and dinners, and you know how it always goes. You run into people and then all of a sudden you're out till like 2 a.m. at neat having a pony boy and just being like, yep, this is Louisville. Yep.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Yeah, but that actually starts at Rabbit Hole tomorrow. So we'll be interviewing Cave for a really cool behind the brand interview for our Reserve Bar Cocktail Lounge blog. And so we've done some great picks with them, and are looking forward to being able to spotlight the brand a little bit more that way. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
really awesome.
But sneak preview, we have a Four Roses pick coming. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey,
what? That's exciting.
Fun. Yeah.
And I might be able to be a part of this.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah. Christy's going to help me pick that.
Oh, when is that one?
Yeah.
Is that also this trip?
Yeah, that's going to be
Okay.
Thursday morning.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be out there too. I'll make a trip.
Yeah, come on out, bro. Yeah.
Mhm.
There technically is one more spot. So if you can like
meant to be
jump on a plane.
I love it.
Where
But
do you stay normally, Lee? Where do you stay? Do you just hop around when you go? Because you're in Kentucky a lot.
So quick backstory. I used to work for Hilton Hotels here in Dallas, running social media, their response program called Hilton Suggests. Because of that, I am just diehard, tried and true Hilton fan. So I generally stay at the Home 2 Nulu. But now that they opened, I believe is it the Tempo right across the street from Rabbit Hole?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, that hotel is
awesome.
top notch.
That's where I
Like,
stayed. Yeah.
That's it. So I will be there for the next 4 days for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh wow, okay.
It's a
I
cool
haven't
Yeah.
been there. Yeah,
Everything's
nice.
walkable too. That's nice.
Everything's walkable. I mean, Rabbit Hole is literally right across the street. I went in like early morning one day, like right when they opened, just to grab the distillery only releases, and then went straight back to my room and went to bed. Like it was just, let me make sure I grab them. All right, I'm good.
You can like probably smell all the grain being offloaded. Like we probably get like 3 or 4 deliveries a day, and it's like right there, stopping right in front of the hotel. And I'm like, this is such a cool experience for people
Yeah.
visiting Louisville to look out and see like the grain silos or see the farmers coming back. Like it is awesome.
Oh, yeah. When I was there in April, this last April, I actually saw like I was facing right where their fermentation tanks were, and I could see them going in, moving in even after hours after the distillery was closed to the public. And I was like, man, this is so cool. That was like the Kentucky experience.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's
that's
amazing.
awesome.
Well, I will be on the hunt. This Lee obviously is amazing, but now I'm going to be looking locally here in Colorado. If these ever land, it's a buy.
I'm telling
picking it
you.
up. No question.
There is one in the Springs. I've seen
Is
Twitter
there?
pics. Yes, there's one in the Springs at
Oh.
J&K Liquor. I'll never forget it because he was super proud of that pick, and I was
really?
like, I've never had Jefferson's before, but he was like, in my store, that's the best bottle of whiskey right now. I was like, oh, okay,
Wow,
no
okay.
doubt. My
Well-
buddy had bought it. And I never remembered to ask him if he enjoyed it or not. But there is one still available. I
Okay.
promise you, he probably
Man.
still has some.
I'm going to go swing through then. I'll go through there.
I mean, I gotta tell you, you cannot sleep on those Jefferson single barrel picks. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I still have not had one that I was just like, meh.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, they're really some tremendous picks. And I mean, we haven't gotten into it really at all, but I mean, the Jefferson's Ocean single barrel picks as well. On
They-
top of
I've-
it,
yeah.
on top of just the Ocean's releases, but the
Right.
single barrel picks, I mean, are just phenomenal.
Yeah. I've never-
When you can find them.
Yeah, I've never had one of those, Lee. But what's funny is when I first got into my bourbon journey, it was like 2018. I can't remember which batch it was, but that was one of the first whiskeys that I ever was I guess I could say it was more of a premium buy at the time.
Mhm.
This is like 2019 time frame. And I remember cracking that thing open, and my wife and I tried it. And I remember getting so much dark chocolate, sea salt, like it blew me away. I will never forget that. That was like a core whiskey memory for me, and I've always been curious. I always keep a bottle of small batch Jefferson's, and it's cool to see now these new innovative releases coming out, just, crushing it. So
Yes, and I was going to say that too, to piggyback. They're innovating in a way that I think is great. I think a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing come out is for the positive, because in the past I just always personally had passed on Jefferson's. That's just how it was, and now I'm getting introduced, almost like reintroduced to a new brand, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Like I just saw a comment. Someone said Jefferson's Cash Ring. Let's see, where to go. Jefferson's Cash Ring got me into Jefferson's. And I'll admit, Jefferson's Cash Ring got me back into Jefferson's, got me really interested in
totally.
it. I'm like, hold on. And now I've had so many whiskeys from Jefferson's this year that I was like, damn, this is actually really good. Like it's impressed me.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you think so. That's
no doubt.
kind of our goal. And a lot of people, they're just discovering it or rediscovering it. And like I
Yes.
mentioned, it's a brand that's been here for almost 30 years. But going back to Jefferson's Ocean, I think it's important for people to look out for. There's a bunch of different single barrel varieties, even for the Ocean. We do Ocean
Mhm.
weeded single barrel
Mhm.
picks,
yes,
regular Ocean, and then Ocean cask strength, which to me, I'm just like, that's the creme de la creme. But like Lee said, so with Ocean, in case anyone isn't familiar, we're doing a lot of things to these barrels on the ship, which it is not a gimmick. I'm here to tell you, I'm an outsider who came into Jefferson's only a couple of years ago, but it's definitely quite the process to get these barrels on the ship. But the whole purpose is not only the movement and the agitation inside the barrel, but it's just those weather patterns. So instead of our normal, beautiful 4 Kentucky seasons that are pretty much the same year after year, we're able to actually move around the world to different climates, temperature, weather patterns, humidity, and it's just affecting the aging so much with the movement. So to me, like the Ocean line is almost even like a single barrel because every voyage is different.
Sure. Right.
Every time it's a different piece of history in this bottle, captured, tasting completely different. We do make sure that it comes back better then it went out. Our team does say that they're like, we want to make sure that by going through this process, we are adapting the bourbon to what we believe is better, but every single voyage is different. And then when you do a single barrel of Ocean, you're taking it to the next level because you're like, wow, this is like as one of a kind as it gets. So hopefully you guys appreciate that, which I know you do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but voyages are like 11 plus months that they're actually at the sea, right? And I was also told there's actually like plexiglass so that it gets direct sunlight whenever the sun's beaming, right?
Yep. Yeah. So usually at this point it ranges. I think I've been told recently it's more on like that 7 to 9 month range, but not far off. But yes, that was something that Trey kind of like pounded his fist for, meaning like we need these barrels exposed to the elements because yes, the movement is great. And yes, temperature really, really, we all know it affects barrels, but being exposed to the salt air, the sun, the humidity levels, like that's going to make those changes. And like you said, like that salted caramel, like we call it the salted caramel popcorn bourbon, like that salt air is a thing. Like it's there.
It is. Yeah.
And salt makes everything better. That's why we put it in all of our baking dishes, all of our food. Like it just makes perfect sense.
Well, it's so funny because like that was the whole thing. When I first was getting into whiskey, I remember buying my first bottle of Ocean. And I tried it. I loved it. And I shared it with everyone. I was like, do you know where this was? And the whole voyage of where it went. And like people at the time, like weren't into whiskey. And they're like, whoa, this is so cool. You know? So it is awesome. It is definitely not a gimmick. I've really enjoyed those releases.
Yeah. And I tell people too, it's a collector's item. Once it's gone, it's gone. I was able to find this Voyage 9, I think maybe 6 or 7 months ago. We're at about Voyage 35 now, in Indianapolis, I think. I don't know if they lost it. I don't know if they sat on it on purpose, but like it's pretty hard now to find anything under Voyage 25, 27. So grab those when you see them for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's crazy. Joe, I know somebody who can get you a single barrel bottle.
Okay. I was going to say, I know, right here, right? Well, I can't wait. I'm not going to spoil it now, but I can't wait to. I'll talk to you offline.
Yes, it's the holidays all year when you're friends with Lee.
Oh, seriously? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Lee to come back to Colorado, so it's Christmas again because he brought all sorts of goodies and we filmed content. It was awesome.
Oh my God, we should see if we can find a time where actually the four of us can all be in Colorado.
Oh yes,
and just film like a whole day of content.
Oh yeah. We could easily do that.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to Colorado. This job has taken me everywhere. I don't know how. So you saying that, like it's on my list for 2026. You saying that right there is a sign.
We got a huge whiskey community here. Massive.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
I would love to do that too. I definitely, I want to make it out to Kentucky with you too.
I mean,
I've always said
that next big trip should be May, June, somewhere in there. So that's usually like the big once a year.
Okay.
Like 9 day.
That would be the good one to go on.
9 day. I want to die after that trip, but it's good for everyone else.
That sounds like, I might want to go on that. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
And that helps pick for the year too.
It really does. I mean, I think that what's really fun then is just seeing what each brand is doing. And when you do a number of brand picks in the same run, you also make, as much as you're trying to respect that specific brand, you're also getting a sense of like what's unique and distinctive of that brand versus other brands, so that, kind of your full range for that 6 months or that year is going to be really broad and really giving people something different no matter what, no matter what single barrel they're picking up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, as we come closer to finishing up, all right, let's go on the finish. What are y'all getting on your finishes? Joe's like, I already just got
this could be my third pour now. This is
me too. It is mine. It's my third.
Yeah.
I'll go first since they're pouring and sipping. Is I do get that little burst of cinnamon, that spice, just the right amount, and then it kind of lingers off. But for me, it's definitely a strong finish.
Yeah, I get a very long lasting finish. Again, I keep saying it, but I go back to what it reminds me of. I always love, what does a whiskey remind me of? Sometimes whiskey reminds me of the most random things. This just reminds me of age, old. I have a Remus Gatsby that they send me a little media sample of. I love it. I've been crushing that little sample, and it's not as tannic, not as oaky. I think that's because it's lower proof, this Jefferson's. However, I'm getting very much similarities. So very long lasting. A lot of those same notes on the front though. It's a s'mores bomb for me.
I get the finish for me is Big Red cinnamon gum.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to
nice.
chew that when I was a kid, play baseball and stuff, and this took me right back. And that's, I mean, I think Kanan, I told you that. Like, there's, to me, I get so much cinnamon on there. I love all things cinnamon, so you can't, so. But when I was like, it took me back to childhood in a lot of ways. And like, it's very sweet. It's very like poignant, like in just how it hits my palate, and that finish, it just sits there with like this sweet, creamy cinnamon, and it's nuts. It's nuts. That's why third pour. It's too easy.
Yeah, I think I definitely get a lot more of that oak on the finish, which is really fun, right? Like, I think that sometimes when you get those twin oaks, it's almost front-loaded oakiness, and then you like don't know what else you're tasting through the rest of the pour. To get the oak like the oakiness and the tannins at the end is great. With that, I get like a little bit of mint, like your spearmint, and some really like maybe some dark fruit in there. But man, this thing just takes you on a ride. And again, 90.2 proof. Would never expect this.
No, at all. Yeah.
When you're
crazy,
when you're doing your palate busters, and then you get here and you're like, what? How did this happen?
Oh, I am going to film those blinds where I throw this in the mix. Hopefully no one's watching that I do this too out here in Colorado. But just wait. It's going to be fun.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what, everybody, thank you so much for joining tonight. Thank you so much, Chrissy, for taking time out of your evening for joining us for an amazing tasting. I mean, that's amazing. A pretty strong dent, and I've had it open for like a day. I'm just
Happy New Year to that.
Happy New Year as well.
Yes.
Happy New Year. I hope everyone, had a fun and safe holiday season this year. Rolling out of it though, I'm very happy that I have this now and looking forward to the months coming. So you should be as well, because we got some good barrels on the way.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, Kanan, I think we should just drop the news on what our next single barrel is.
Let's do it.
I mean, I picked it, you picked it. It is bonkers good. We have a rare character, single barrel, cast strength bourbon coming at you. It was 2 years in the making.
Yep.
Took forever. This thing is so bonkers good. I've now taken it to 3 whiskey clubs, and they've just been like, where do I get this right now? So the club will get that for the month of January. Again, this is technically the December webcast. We just, those holidays. I mean, come on, holidays. Nobody wants to watch us on Christmas Day.
Yeah, you're not lying. No, so that's exciting too, because a lot of the community that watch me on my channel knows I have been saying for the longest time, I need to try more rare character. I need to try more character. When that sample came in the mail, that was the first one I cracked into. I was like, I want to sit with this for a long time and see what the hype's all about. And that bottle deserves that. I mean, that thing is awesome. Really good. So I'm excited for that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we'll bring you guys a few surprises with that release, with an exclusive from our designer as well. So really hoping to make that a great way to kick off the year. I will say Kanan and I have collaborated to pick what I think we're now like we have the next 6 months scheduled out. Unless something else just completely blows us out of the water and we're like, we need to push everything back for this. So
yeah.
Man, some fun times ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys as always. We'll see you next time.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, guys.